Hey friends, welcome back. Today we are going to be doing block number 9, which is the waffle stitch. Since we're starting to get a little bit more intricate, I've jumped the gun and I've already done row 1. So I have here 28 double crochets. That was built on a foundation of 30 chains with 2 of them over here just to help build some height. And my first one is marked with a bobby pin to use as a stitch marker. So as we go through this, I have some notes for us posted right here. We're going to be working mostly in groups of 3. So we're going to be starting off on row 2, which is an even row. Before we jump into those sets, again, we have 28 stitches, so we just want to kick it off with a normal double crochet in the first one. So I've chained 2. And then in my 1, 2, 3, third stitch down, I'm just going to do a double crochet. And now the rest of my row is going to be able to work out in sets of 3 all the way to the end. So let me go ahead and mark that first one. Perfect. Okay, so it says here for my even rows, I'll be doing front post double crochet, front post double crochet, double crochet. We just learned how to do front post last week with our half double, so it's the same thing, just now we're doing it with a double. So if anything, it's a bit more spread out. We're skipping stitch 1 because we already did stitch 1 up here. Here's stitch number 2, and I'm using the whole post. So I have already yarned over. I'm going to go from the front, backwards, back around to the front, yarn over, anchor that down, yarn over, pull through 2 one time, yarn over, pull through 2 times. And again, front post, and now for my third, I will be doing just a regular double crochet up here in that normal stitch. Okay, and we're just going to repeat that all the way down. Front post, front post, and double. Okay. Front post, front post, and double. Pretty easy peasy. So go ahead and continue this all the way down to the end. You should be ending on a regular double crochet here in your very last stitch, which I have marked for mine. So it's going to be stitch number 28. And you should continue to see this pattern here, which this is actually going to be the back side or the wrong side of the block. But when we get to the end, we'll flip over and we will work into row 3, which is going to be an odd row. So I will see you guys when we get there. All right, so I finished row 2, I flipped that over, and now I'm ready for row 3. I can actually already see this pattern emerging. I don't know if you can with your projects yet, but it's pretty cute and exciting. So for row 3, this is now going to be how we work our odd rows. So we're going to go double crochet, front post double crochet. Now, again, that's working in our groups of 3. Your first stitch of every row needs to be basically whatever the very last in your set is. So we need to start out with a front post double crochet and then work our groups of 3 all the way down. So getting started, chain 2 to build some height, yarn over, and here's my first post. So I'm just going to wrap around behind it, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 one time, yarn over, pull through 2 times. That was my front post double. Now I can start working in my group of 3. Let me first go ahead and mark that. And again, the reason I like to do these stitch markers is just so that you don't have to spend any extra time counting. So by the time you get down here, if you aren't good yet at identifying what your starting chains were versus what your actual stitch was, this is a great way to help out, and it saves you time so you don't have to count back through those rows. Okay, so here we go. First one, double crochet. Number 2, double crochet. And number 3, front post, double crochet. Okay, here we go. Double, double, front post. Double, double, and front post. One more time, double, double, and front post. Okay, hopefully you've kind of got the hang of that. So go ahead and finish this pattern all the way to the end. And then when you flip, just remember you're going to be on row 4. So then you'll be working your even row pattern. And then flip, and then row 5, work your odd row pattern. Keep doing this. Make sure that your first row of every stitch is the last thing that you see here in this set. So that way you can end and make it nice and even and balanced. Okay, so keep repeating those patterns until you can fold corner to corner and you have a nice perfect square. I will come back and check in with you guys when we get there. Alrighty friends, welcome back. So hopefully you remembered to go ahead and start each row with this last item here and then work in your groups of 3 across. And if so, you should have this super adorable waffle stitch pattern to admire. So just measuring this up, go ahead and set that down. Here's my last row. I'm going to fold, always use, not my last row, excuse me, my first row. Use that as my measuring gauge. So I've got a great corner to corner square here. I'm going to finish off doing my 28 stitches around each side. And definitely go ahead and join us back next week for block number 10. That is going to be a basket weave stitch. If you do have any questions, feel free to comment in the comment section. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, and I will see you back soon. Bye-bye.